Hey girl, what's up? What it is? How you doing? It's been a minute since I've been away for like 2 weeks now. But anyways, who's counting? I miss y'all. So today I'm here with another story time. I'm on a roll here. This thing is keep on coming back. So I thought I should share with you. And I appreciate to those who recently joined the family. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to continue liking, sharing, because that's what makes us to be a whole family. We support each other and we're gonna flourish together. So without wasting much of your time, let's get into it. So in 2016 I was in Form 3 at Townsend Girls. Life was pretty hard for me in terms of like socializing, in as much as y'all can just imagine me now, but I had a hard time socializing, especially in a girls' school. You know how girls are. Yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, that's not the story for today. The story is that I used to stay at Blair Poly. My dad was an assistant accountant and a warden. So wardens were given places. It's part of the hostel. Yeah, and all. So the way I remember it, it happened on a Sunday. My parents were not around. They were out of town, and we were walking from church. And like I felt I was in when saying 20. Like I don't know if that came out correctly, but yeah. I was feeling it. Like I remember I was wearing a blue dress with white polka dots in the blazer, a tiny blazer, a velvety blazer. In my heels, they were turquoise. Oh my god, I was feeling it. And me. You already know the story, guys. It's not gonna end well. But anyways, so I met this fine brother, hunky, isn't he? Thick biceps. You could tell that this guy is a rugby player. But me being me, I just ignored that. My earphones plugged in and I had to switch them off to hear if he calls. Okay, call me naughty, but yeah, I was a Form 3 was a bit dramatic and up to no good most of the time, as quiet as people thought I was. So the brother could not resist. I was rocking, you know, one of the outfits you call your Sunday best, and you feel yeah, that kind of feeling. I'm like, okay. So the brother made his short. Mind you, the phone I was using is not my phone. It was my sister's phone. So I was using it to just listen to music. Because personally, Form 3, I didn't have a phone. I was borrowing our maids. There's nothing called a maid in our house, but we call my nini. I was borrowing her phone for personal stuff. And then if it's serious, I would ask my dad or my mom. So this one, I was like, no, I'll give. I don't have a phone, even though he didn't believe me that I didn't have a phone. The guy could not resist. Anyways, anyways. So where do you stay? Are you a student here? I didn't tell him that I was still in high school. What I did was I never asked. I didn't lie. He never asked. So he just assumed that I was one of the students at Poly. I'm like, yeah. Anyways, I didn't even correct him. That's me, my mistake. But I showed him where I stayed and everything. In the first question, I'm gonna call him Bob. The first question Bob asked me, like, isn't your father the one who works at the accounts office? I'm like, yeah. Why do you ask? Like, anyways, I think I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm like, don't worry, what's my name? I'm the girl. I make a plan. This is me. Oh, I was forward, guys. Oh, Papa, I was forward. Yeah. I tell you, Korean movies and romantic novels, they are no for kids. You should stay away from those, I tell you. And you end up experimenting with stupid things. So this is me. First week, everything was proper, you know. Typical relationship, high school relationship. I can't call it a relationship as such, but yeah, that was me. Letting the Korean fantasies take control of my life. I had a hard time ironing my Townsend pleat. It was difficult. Everyone knows that pleat, if you do know how to, yeah, it's a struggle and a half, I don't wanna lie. But that week I made sure I was practicing ironing. I'm ironing for the brother, but I'm impressing. So he was actually shocked that to see me in a Townsend uniform. Like, you're in high school? I'm like, yeah, I'm in Form 4. Imagine, and I was only in Form 3. That I was 18. Like, I saw it's fine because the brother, he was 21. Like, it's fine. So I would walk together, and those happens. You leave me at Mutual Night. That was the routine during the week. You know, in that weekend, Saturday, that's the only time we could meet, like spend a few hours together. Come Monday, you know, the pleat will be on point, and I'm having a brother walking. He was a rugby player, so he would go for morning runs every day, but before he did that, he would walk me up to Milton High, and then leave me, and then he does his running, going back to campus so that he can prepare to go for his lectures. That was the routine for like 3 weeks. It was fun until day one. There's always that day. You don't know, and he introduced me to the sister. It was just over the phone. I'm like, okay, this is not what I bargained for. I was just enjoying that, you know that thing of just enjoying being called the girlfriend, being called the boyfriend. That was the whole scenario. I didn't think, like I said, I did not think the fact that I lied about my age, the fact that I lied about my grades, the fact that I lied about a lot of things, but I was only like 16. I didn't think, guys, like, really. Anyways, so I saw things were escalating in the wrong direction. Like, I didn't anticipate that, like, too much. I didn't bargain for that one. Anyways, he introduced me to the sister. I'm gonna call the sister Vivian. Vivian, like, what that, like, okay. Things just went awkward for me. Like, he didn't see that, but it went awkward for me. Like, why would you introduce me to your sister? It's been less than, I don't know why I get family into this. This is not what I wanted. That was the bottom line. Fair and fine. Was I not stressed, guys? Like, this guy is taking things the way. This is not the fantasy I was trying to experiment. So was I not stressed? The whole weekend, like, okay, I'm going to chase this weekend. I can't see you. But mind you, we're in the same campus. Rules are rules. I had curfew, which is 3. So during the week, if I'm not at school, I'm supposed to be home. No going out, no nothing. Anyways, so one week, I snuck out. I went out one Saturday. Fair and fine. I go to Centenary Park. We buy ice cream. Everything was sweet, romantic, typical romantic movie. Okay, when it was now time, I was now around 3:45 there, and I'm like, I'm past my curfew time here. But how do I tell the brother that I'm supposed to be home? I'm wanted home by 8:03. I took advantage. The parents were not around. I had to go home. So we started walking. We're now by the Caravan Park, which is opposite the Centenary Park in Blawayo. Guys, is a lie. One thing I knew about my dad can drive, and you can feel it. That GT was the one who drove this car, and he just passed us. I thought I saw. I didn't see correctly, but at the robots close to Caravan Park, I saw a white Toyota Chaser, and that was my dad's car. But in my eyes, I was like, no, these guys are not supposed to be back before 5, so I'm wrong. So, anyways, I just like, no, and just to be safe, let's go. It's time for me. I have to do something for mining because she cut her finger, so I'm supposed to help her with something. That was another lie. It's a job and a half. You have to find lies that are coherent to your story so that you don't seem dumb or stupid. Anyways, that was not the point. So when the car passed us, just after we had crossed the road, I knew that, like, that's my dad, and I'm not making a mistake. From there, from Caravan Park to the small gate, I don't know how I got there. Guys, Temporan is real. This thing was saying, hey, I can't run. Appa was a big baby, guys. Form 3, I was big, like big. Guys, muntu wahla phansi. This thing was saying you can't run. Umuntu uyabali. I got home. Because my prayer was that, knowing that my parents, when they're together, they can't move around without even talking or making a conversation along the way. So that was I was basically saying, if they just pass the Caravan Park, I'm sure they're stuck at the main gate. They're talking to some people there. That was a miscalculation and a half, guys. When I opened the door to get into the house, the car parked outside, and I'm breathing heavily. Can you imagine? I'm breathing heavily. I'm like, okay. Tanaka is there in the kitchen. Tanaka is my sister. She's there in the kitchen and mine in there. They're just seeing things happening. I get there. I get into the house. I'm breathing heavily, and there's a car which is honking outside saying, "We should come get stuff out of the car." I'm like, you know what? I'm not going outside. I'm going to bath. I went to bath because that was the only way I could calm down and come and join the rest of the family there. Okay, that was closed one. I don't remember I ever made that risk in my life ever again. Miscalculating. It's better to ask. Okay. It's better to ask for permission. Whatever you do, it's better to ask for permission. Because, guys, lying and think you can outwin your parents is the worst thing that you can, the worst mistake you can ever think of making in your life. Anyways, that night I got saved. On Friday, we're talking. The brother, you don't like this Bob guy. He had a problem of just, he was close to with his sisters. There's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like he used his sisters to evaluate people. I'm like, I find that wrong, but I had to get out of this because it was getting too serious. I'm like, okay, what's the plan? The whole week I was thinking of stuff to do to make this person go away. It was on a Wednesday, I remember. There was a girl group in my class, and they used to sit in a corner, the back benches. But that Wednesday, there's some juicy stories. I'm like, okay, I'm just listening. I'm reading my novel, but I'm listening to these girls. Like how to turn a person away, how to turn off a guy so that he I'm like, okay, that's my story. I'm just okay. That's it. I'm the girl. I always make a plan. Let me look for my own way of doing it. Come Friday. Friday we get there. You know, I talk to the person. There was no phone involved because I didn't have a phone. So that Friday we met, and that was the last time we actually met. Asked my Nini to use her phone, and then I texted this friend like, you know what? I don't know how my father found out about us and is looking for you. I heard them talking with my mom, and I don't know if you have found out what he's gonna do. Like I don't know. One thing, you see that there was a problem with this guy. I would hate to call him dumb or stupid, but take note of this. There are over 6, if not 7, hostels at Blawayo Poly, and there's only one DH. So there are over 1,000 people who are actually coming to a single DH. Even if a warden remembers the face, can they really amidst all those 1,000 students? But anyways, he believed me and like, oh, so what do we do? I'm like, I think you need to lie low because the worst part is on duty. So if he's a warden, you would go to the DH, stand by the entrance, assess the students' IDs to see if they have got access to the DH or not. I'm like, need to lay low. I'm like, okay, he actually bought it. All week he didn't go to the DH. I'm like, okay. So I saw, okay, I bought time, but how do I then tell him, oh, this thing is not going anywhere? Like, what if I buy myself more time, another week? I'm like, unfortunately, do you know what happened? The other warden, which was supposed to be on duty, had a family emergency, so my dad is filling in for him. You can't go to the DH. Imagine, I now understand. I understand the pain this person felt, because being a student and you're at college and eating out every day, it's not easy. It's not. Trust me, I now understand that. That now that I'm now at university, but at that time I wasn't thinking, guys. I wasn't thinking. Like 2 weeks passed, this person not going to the DH. Bob was like, okay, so when is this gonna stop? And then I kind of felt guilty. My guilty conscience always kicks in. I'm like, okay, let me just tell this person this was a prank. So I told him. I actually made up. I'm like, you know what? I was testing you if you really love me. How can you do some things to you as human, guys? Like 2 weeks without even eating. Do you know how stressed? Thinking that I'm going to get in trouble with your father, and you're busy telling me that this was a prank. Why would this not an American romantic movie? He actually say that, guy. Like, do you think this is TV where you make such stupid pranks? I went home. I was not even stressed because I knew this thing was going in the wrong direction than I anticipated. So I wanted out. I'm relieved that, okay, he's angry. Come Saturday, he calls me like, let's meet up. So what Bob does, like, Adriel, I personally loved you, but if you are able to do this, you can commit murder. You could not even consider my feelings. I mean, I'm actually sobbing. I'm like, I'm sorry. I was actually sobbing, like, I'm sorry. I just wanted, personally, I can't continue with this. Was I not happy, guys? I get home, I was happy. I learned my lesson. One thing I learned about this relationship are not a child's play, and if you are gonna get into a relationship based on lies, it will never work. It will never work. And this thing of testing people, I think it should only happen in movies, because imagine the trauma of this guy eating noodles in Maputi and regularly eating chips from the canteen. Imagine the money he spent for those 2 weeks. Guys, if you actually put yourself up to be in a relationship with someone, don't lie, because lies always end up in a disaster, or you guys losing out on something that could have been great. You feel? And I'm not encouraging anyone here. Older guys from college, they always come back to the vulnerable high schoolers, because those are people their age mates, even their classmates. They know when to say no, and they can stand up to these guys, and they come to you guys and thinking that you are prettier than college girls. Hell no, you are not. They can just see that you're stupid and you're vulnerable, and you can easily agree to anything. Unlike to independent and more grown adults. So be careful who you mingle with, especially if you're in high school. Please stick to your books, because it's not gonna help you. Trust me, I've been there, done that, did that. But yeah, that was it. The funny part is that this guy was like, you by the time I met you, I thought you were 18. How come you are you are not Asian? I'm like, I think you didn't hear me correctly. I told you my right age and you forgot. Oh, I forget. There is joy in asking for permission to go out. There is joy in asking for anything. Because one thing about parents, I'll tell you from my experience, parents always find out. Because I remember after that experience, like punishment plus good move, no one is walking or being dropped off and being picked up at school, but I did not know that they knew. So this thing of lying to parents, it's a war that you'll never win.